Hi everyone, it's TJ back with episode 2 in the 5th season of the Princes of Parma, and as you can probably tell, this game is wearing me down, shall we say, this season. We are having our worst season yet, maybe. Maybe that's just by our higher standards now. As you will see, we are currently mired in 10th place. We are 12 points off the top. 7 points off the Champions League, only 3 points off the Europa League, which is the board target for this season. As you can see, that is down to this. We cannot keep a clean sheet. I think we've kept 1 clean sheet in the league all season, and that was against Sampdoria. Oh, sorry, no, I lied. We've kept 3 now. Draw with Inter and a draw with Cagliari. It has been terrible. After I saw you against Lazio, we responded really well. We beat Milan 4-2. Then beat Torino 2-1. Drew with Dortmund 2-2 away. I was quite happy with that. Bologna 4-2. Sassuolo 2-1. And then this game. I kind of keep getting called out for in the press for rotation. But the thing is when I rotate now, my squad depth is so decent that it doesn't really matter too much. A lot of my players should, in theory, be better than the likes of Crotone, who, when we played them, were 20th. Inside 17 minutes, we'd had 10 shots, 1 on target. A minute later, in the 18th minute, Crotone had their first shot of the game and scored. At one point, we ranked top for a number of shots in the league, but we had the 5th or 6th best goal scored. So, yeah, we responded with a 1-1 draw against Fiorentina. We threw away a 1-0 lead, half-time lead against Fiorentina. Spezia, again, they were bottom when we played them, just like Crotone, as you can see. That was individual errors. A lot of individual errors have cost us some of these games. Sampdoria 1-0, Monza 4-1, and I thought, great, okay, back on it. And then Roma happened. We went 1-0 up, and then 2-1 down, and then we made it 2-2, and then it just got away from us completely. Inter Milan was a very sort of tetchy 0-0. Juventus, we went 1-0 up, and then they went 2-1 up, and then 2-2, and then pretty much straight from kickoff they made it 3-2. The Dortmund game infuriated me. We were 2-0 up at half time. Esposito missed a penalty in the 40th minute, and then they made it 3-2. Scored 3 goals in 5 minutes, and we just about clung on. That draw did actually qualify us, guaranteed us qualification for the next round, which has been the one sort of shining light. But obviously the fact that we threw away a 2-0 lead, we would have been level on points with Ajax as it is with 2 points behind. Going to the Johan Cruyff Arena, trying to get a win to get first place. Napoli was an Osimhen goal, just sloppy defending at the worst possible moment. That's the thing, we seem to be doing really, really well, and then just suddenly people just seem to go missing, or defenders just seem to completely switch off, and teams just getting behind us. And it's been so frustrating. So really, between now and the start of the next round of fixtures against Lazio, we've got Udinese, Atalanta and Empoli, and the way we're playing, we'll be lucky to get 2 wins, never mind 3. I mean, Atalanta are having a good season. It's not completely, impossible for us to, reignite our title hopes, because teams are dropping points quite a lot. I mean, I can say, players who ordinarily last season, there were a number of chances we've had, and they've been good chances. We would have absolutely blown teams away. And for some reason, we're just not taking them. And then when it matters most, our defence is just going, switching off. One last little bit of transfer business we did do is we did bring in, where is he? Mauro Icardi on loan from PSG with an option to buy him for 17 mil. He's been okay. He's got 1 goal. He's not been doing anything incredible. I brought him in, basically, he was available for loan, and I thought he'd offer me a good backup for Arezzo, who, as we know, has been out injured. He broke his foot. So I just thought it'd be good cover. Since Arezzo's come back, he's not scored yet. He's set up a couple. There's a bit of interest in him. Same with Serrano. He's wanted by Real Madrid. Oh, a few other teams as well now. Inter we're sniffing around Vignato, and to be honest with you, I will quite happily let him go. He's okay. He's all right, but he's not incredible. And if I can get a decent profit on him, I'll be quite happy. This is where he goes to Inter and absolutely destroys everyone. So yeah, we're playing Ajax today, and a win will see us finish top of our group. So even though the league has been quite poor, the fact that we've managed to nail on qualification to the next round of the Champions League for the second season in a row is, it has been really quite nice to see. And that has been the one positive. I promise I'll cheer up. Honestly, I've just been playing this for the last 2-3 hours, and it is just wearing me down. But yeah, ordinarily, as you know, I'm a lot more exuberant, chirpy, whatever. But honestly, this season has been so depressing in a word, and I can say that having been there myself in the real world. Moving on, let's go with Ajax, and let's get the win. Ordinarily, if you do like this content, please do drop a like. Honestly, this game, as I'm sure some of you are well aware, the effect it can have on you, it doesn't half weigh you down. You may notice at the bottom as well, we've brought in a tiki-taka tactic. Just, my players are good possession players now, and I wondered if part of the reason the gegenpress was struggling was, have teams sussed us out. So I thought, let's mix it up. Let's try a different tactic. So we've gone with the tiki-taka, and we're seeing how well it works. We've done that for a few games now. It's worked so-so. The first game we used it actually was the Dortmund game, and we were 2-0 up. Seemed to really suit Zaniolo. He got 2 assists in that game, sitting as a support inside forward, just sitting a little bit deeper, picking the ball up and spraying the passes through to Esposito, who just ran onto them and smashed them in, no problem. So if it works, then we might if we can get it to work for us, then we might look to expand on that. Try and employ a system which gets the most out of some of our lads. But we're just struggling. It's really bizarre. Really bizarre. I just don't get it, really. Obviously we finished last season, with a... How would you describe it? Poison chalice, maybe, in a way. Obviously we won the cup and we had the league in a tantalising sort of fingertip grip for a time, and even though we came second and it was an improvement on the previous season, we were very much like, we were so close to that title, just for a time. And there's Ajax's first goal for Divock Origi, who always seems to go to Ajax, I find. And yeah, as they pointed out at the bottom, Alp gave the ball away, and again, just proves my point. Individual mistakes are costing us at the moment. Really frustrating. Really not sure how to iron them out. Players just seem to either be switching off, losing focus. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is, but hey, I've lost my train of thought now. So obviously we finished last season thinking, great, we can, maybe push on, build on that. And we just hasn't happened. We sort of got a bit of momentum after the first game where we lost to Lazio. We won like 4 games in a row. And then came crashing down with the defeat to Crotone, and then we lost 3 in a row against teams that, should have been bread and butter stuff, really. And then, whereas like last season, we were beating our rivals, we were beating Lazio's, Milan's, Roma's, Juve's even. This season, we've just not been delivering, and there's the second goal. So that has been typical. We've not really changed a huge amount. We've not weakened the team. We've only improved it. Yet, for some reason, they just seem to have just completely, I don't know what it is, just seem to have lost their way big time. To the point where, it's like, if I wasn't doing this as a series, as a Parma series, you'd always be thinking what do I do? Do I just is it at that point? So, because I sometimes find that you get to, I'm going to take Alp off because he's having no, maybe not. That'll be a bit harsh. I sometimes find, maybe not so much in the later FMs, but some of the earlier ones, like the FM12s, FM14s even, it was almost felt like you got to a point where, in a save with a team, where it was like you had physically taken them as far as you could go, and it was like, where you were like so mired in your team and the way you played it and the way you had them set up that you needed to completely revamp it. And sometimes the only way you could do it was just to walk away. And that's a hat-trick for Origi inside 17 minutes, and I am absolutely boiling inside with rage right now. Absolutely boiling. It's getting to the point where I'm just not enjoying this save at the moment, and I'm just like, I don't even want to like play it. I'd rather play something else. I'd rather play some Crusader Kings or play my other save. But Football Manager does this thing to you where you just want to keep going no matter what happens. No matter what happens, you just keep going. Regardless of what it's doing to you. As you may have noticed, I did switch back to the Gegenpress because this is purely shambolic. I just don't know what's happened. I really just don't know what's happened. It's like, this is like the Parma that we had in the first season, but we had like none of these players. We had a very bang average squad then, so you could kind of understand when things didn't quite go right because the squad wasn't good enough. This time around, the squad is so good. The squad is brilliant, and it's just not working. Just not working at all. And this is just abysmal. Like, I should have been going to Ajax. No offence, Ajax fans, you know who you are. But I should have been coming here with a degree of optimism, thinking like, yeah, we can really make a game of this and, maybe sneak a win. Or, these are the sort of teams that, if you want to win the Champions League, you should always be looking, to beat teams like Ajax or Sevilla or Villarreal. Just take a look over the side. Hertha Berlin, Porto, Atletico Madrid. You should be looking to beat them and should be worrying more about the likes of Real Madrid, PSG, City, thank you Esposito, Liverpool, even like Man United. They're the teams that you always worry about. Teams like this who are good, really good teams, but are statistically not as good as some of the teams that you ordinarily would get absolutely battered by. This should not be happening. It really should not be happening. And the same goes for the league as well. Like, little misplaced passes like that just keep happening in games, and they just keep breaking up attacks and giving away chances like to opposition teams, and it's so infuriating. There's sometimes he plays 3-2. Flipping heck. There's a comeback on already. Inside 25 minutes, flipping heck. 25 minutes, 5 goals. Even despite that, you can tell I'm just so deflated from this game. Not this match, this game, Football Manager, honestly. Yeah, and once again, I've lost my train of thought because this game just does that to you. Come on, Cliver. See, you've got to be alive to that. You've got to be alive to that. Like, Arias completely missed the ball, and if Cliver had been a bit more switched on, he would have been bang down. So this is the frustrating thing, is the likes of Cliver, Vignato even. Some of these players are on quite big wages for us now, and they just don't deliver. Like, they're quality players getting paid quality player wages, and they just don't deliver when it matters. Like, the sort of players you should be looking to grab games like this and just run them, and just doesn't happen. Fair enough, well played. Was that Clive then going tight on the man, or was that Özbek maybe? This got a corner smashed in his face. We have suffered a lot with fatigue. Games have been coming quite thick and fast, to be fair, and a lot of our players have been tiring towards the end of games, which I think has made it difficult when we're trying to chase a result. Which is another reason why I've gone for a more possession style play with the tiki-taka as well, just because it is a little bit less intensive. But even so, and more so than normal, we seem to have really, really been flagging at the end of games, and our coaching staff are the best in the league statistically. So fitness, it's not like we should be struggling fitness coach wise. It's not like we've got anywhere where we particularly need to improve, despite some players demanding that we improve the coaching staff, even though it is statistically the best in the league. That is one thing that really frustrates me and really needs addressing in Football Manager, is these stupid player promises and requests that they make. Like, oh yeah, you need to improve the coaching team. How? I can't improve the coaching team. The coaching team is already as good as it can be. The only way I can improve it is if we have more staff, but if the board won't let me have more staff, then I can't do anything. We have been averaging probably maybe sort of 3 to 4 games every 2 weeks, maybe. We've had league games in the week. We've obviously had the Champions League games in the week. So, we've had a lot of games. But I've been rotating because we've got the ability to rotate because our squad has got really decent depth to it. But for some reason, it's just the wheels are falling off a little bit, really. It's the only way I can describe it. I have a bit of a dilemma, I think, because in the January, I think we're going to end up having to fend off teams of some of our star players, Serrano, Arezzo. We're going to have a decision to make. It's going to be, do we sell them, use the money, invest in the team? Or do we keep them and wait for them to show their true potential, maybe? It's a tough one. It is a tough one. What do you think I should do if a bid comes in for Serrano? He's valued at, the media's saying that Madrid will be making bids of 67 mil. So if we can push them up to 80, 90, maybe even higher, I guess really we probably accept it, don't we? Arezzo, in the summer, he was being linked with 63 mil moves to Man City. Now he's sort of being linked with 40 mil moves. It's probably, he's not really played with his injury, and when he has come back, he's been a bit hit and miss. I think he's only got 1 assist so far. He's not scored yet. So, do we take the cash while it's offered for someone like Arezzo, or do we wait for him to rediscover his form that he showed last season and rack his value back up to the 70 million mark? Good attacking start, attacking free kick and then a corner. For Sheeran is another one. I'd probably, if someone came in for him, I'd probably sell him because he's not really delivered, I don't think. I wouldn't say he's delivered. He's not done what we brought him in for. We brought him in to be either good, to challenge Gold for his place, or to even displace Gold out the team. But I mean, don't get me wrong, Gold's great and I love him, but he's 28, 29 now. So I needed someone who was going to be able to step up and show me that they could take on that mantle, and he's just not done it at all. I mean, look at this, 6.3. Good play from Grimaldo. Good tackle from Arias. Eriksen's done okay. He's been fairly solid. We are ramping the pressure up on these now. Who can I bring on for him? Stuff it, let's go 4-2-4. Bring on Matthias. But maybe put him there because Esposito he just seems to only be able to use his right foot. I never see him use his left foot. keep the pressure on, keep the pressure on. Look at Gold buzzing around there like a little bee. See, he's great. I love him. I absolutely love him. He's class. All the time, pretty much. All the time. I mean, if that looked like it was offside, so I'd have been fuming if that had been allowed. If that had gone in anyway. So obviously, we're going to be going into the next round of the Champions League. So, but you see what I mean there. Uses his right foot when I would have thought logically you hit across it with your left to try and get it into the far corner, opposite corner. But hey, what do I know? Great ball. Good. I like that sort of tackle. Just like, nah, chopped across him. There's going to be a dramatic end, I think, to this game. Or is it just going to peter out at 3-2 and just stay like this? Because let's face it, neither of us really need to exert ourselves too hard. It's one of those, it's kind of a similar situation to last season where coming top, actually, we still had some tough teams to play, who came second as it was. We had Valencia, which we thought, yeah, that's great. We won 1-0 away from home, and then we came back to the Ennio Tardini and we absolutely bottled it. And that was the point where I thought Ahmedhodzic needs to go. And to be honest with you, he's not really done a huge amount this season to dispel the fact that I still didn't think he's good enough. That was lovely control from Arezzo. Quartes is having an absolute blinder at the back there. Correa, thankfully, played it back to Origi when really what he needed to do was put his head down and run. As if Divock Origi has just Nwankwo Kanu'd me. This makes me ill. Actually makes me feel ill. He's just done that. Ugh. Like, turn and run. Like both Valenti and Ahmedhodzic have been really, their level has been really shown, I think, in the last 2 seasons. You're good defenders, but you're not elite level. You're not good enough, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not good enough. They're good, just not for what we want to achieve, which is Serie A titles. I know a lot of people do really well with Ahmedhodzic, and don't get me wrong, he's been a good player for us, but he just gets found out. He just gets found out every now and then, and it always costs me. Always costs me. Mere as well, he's been atrocious. To the point where I was like, we should just sold him in the summer and tried to find a replacement, when I was getting like bids of 30 odd mil for him. So much regret. But who do we sign? That is the dilemma. Who do we sign? That's a great tackle. I'm trying to speed it up a little bit because I realise this is going on an awfully long time. And it's 5-2. I tried mixing up the tactics, tried changing things around to sort of try and stop the game, the AI getting used to how I'm going to play. And the players just do not perform. I mean, look at that at the bottom. All so many red hearts there, despite me trying to manage them with rotation and Oh, and Arezzo scores. Wow, a goal, 5-3. I mean, at least Inter aren't going through. So we could potentially have Man City, Atletico Madrid. Monaco would be okay. Possibly. But then again, you'd think, you'd have thought Ajax would have been okay and we were going to get battered 5-3. Absolutely disgusted. This is where you need to take a step back because it's just a game. But this is how much it gets in your head. It gets in your head this much that it can make you feel so deflated and fed up. Just atrocious. Atrocious. And now we've got to go and try and play Udinese. And obviously because, the kits can't be sorted out, it's going to be black and white v black and white. So I just handed out some fines to Uzbek and Verschaven. So let's have a look. We've got Mere is wanted by Ajax and Hertha. Galvez is wanted by Atalanta. Ahmedhodzic is wanted by Man City, Bayern, Barca, and Madrid. Hopefully one of them bids for him in January and he will go. Valenti, Man City, Real Madrid. Again, he will probably go. Serrano, Esposito, who wants him. Porto? Okay. Vignato, he will go if someone bids for him. Keeper, maybe sell Marsa. You know what? We might have quite a massive January. And let's see. I'm sure I found some players who I want to sign. Players will leave. Players will leave. Definitely. Anyway, bit of a break from our regular broadcast. I have not been my usual bright self, as it were, because as I'm sure you've all had it before, I've had the FM blues. I entered this season with so much optimism, and yes, we have gotten through to the next round of the Champions League, which is massive for us. This is Parma, second season in a row where we're going through to the knockout stages of the Champions League, and only our third season in the Champions League under my management. But the league and some of the performances have been so pathetic and atrocious that I've kind of just wanted to walk away from the team. I was like the Juventus job in the summer and you kind of think, oh, should I have just taken it and, made the save a bit different? But no, it's a Parma save. We're sticking with Parma. We've had success and we're going to build on that and we're going to get more success. So I shall see you next time when it'll be the first knockout round of the Champions League, whoever that will be against. We've got 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks on Tuesday is when we expect the beta to drop. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing my Dortmund save, the Spirit of 97. 25 years since they last won the Champions League, and we're going to see if we can do it. We've got Haaland, Bakoko, we've got Marlon, Gio Reyna, Marco Reus, Mr. Dortmund himself, the legend. Let's see if we can do it in FM22. But before then, we've got a lot to achieve with the Princes of Parma. So I shall see you then.